Hello there, good people. This is Brother Francis, and I don't know why I don't see an image. Okay, what's happened? All right, welcome to Wisdom Keys with myself, Brother Francis Revels Bay. It is Thursday, June the 10th, and it is 1:01 p.m. Mountain Time. Glad to be here. Hope you are also well. And at this time, today's topic is, hey, Karen Siegel, my friend, how are you? Today's topic is, how can you build pathways to success? And just as I'm already settled, but make sure I'm extra settled. Okay, I can be heard. All right, so this topic is interesting because it came to me more like midnight, as everything seems to come to me late. Hold on. It came to me the wee hours of the morning, a little after midnight. Often I don't know what I'm exactly going to talk about, and things come like that. So, a little warm in here. I just got finished about 30 minutes ago working out. So, one of the things I want to make mention of here is that we are consciously and sometimes unconsciously building our way towards success. Each one of us, though, has to find out what that means to ourselves. So you might question and ask yourself, what is success to you? Is success raising your income? You're increasing that, or is success being happy? Is success having overall joy, peace, and contentment in your life? Is success living at a higher strata of energy? Is success having better health? Better relationship, better in-house relationship? Is success having the kind of job or career that you want? It can go on and on and on. So to each one of us, success is different, the meaning of it. And we have to more or less decide for ourselves how we can go about getting that. How can we go about capturing that, making it a component in our life overall? So it says here, how can we build? Now, think of yourself like a builder. A gardener builds a garden. A farmer builds a farm. People who exercise build up muscles in their body. People who are architects, they build a picture on paper, right? Like a schematic of how they want maybe bridges to look, overpasses to look, streets to look, buildings. Everything has an image to it. It's not just some words on paper. It's not just some lines on paper without words. Everything has its place. Everything is an important component in the overall, let's say, picture, the overall outcome. So when I was thinking about this today, I had to go back into my mind as to the building stage. What do I understand? What kind of tools do I have to help me build what I want or desire in my life? Let's take, for instance, education. I remember growing up, I used to hear the initials G and P, G and P, which stood for gross national product. And to use that word in education, the national product or the product was the students. National, meaning all over the country. Gross was, the top before anything was taken out. So gross is like the number of students being in each school at each level. Was it elementary school? I went to one that had 8th grade, kindergarten to 8th grade. There were some schools in my town in Hempstead that went from kindergarten to 4th grade. And then they had 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th at some other school. And they considered that like middle school. There was another school that eventually had kindergarten through 5th grade, and then middle school was 6, 7, and 8. And 6, 7, and 8 was supposed to be a way of preparing the young student in their, what we call the preteen years, to get ready for high school, which is basically 4 years. So a student would enter high school roughly at age 14 and graduate by age 18. Some graduated a few months before 18 hit. Some graduated a few months after they hit 18, before they go to community college or a regular college or a university. So education, what are the building blocks of education? We also would remember, I guess, like the rhyme without putting all the letters there properly. Arithmetic, reading, and writing. Writing, reading, and arithmetic. Those you should see the standard parts, but we know it's more than just writing, reading, and arithmetic. Learning how to add, learning how to write your name cursively or print your name first. All these things you had to learn, you had to build, were like the basics. But what were some of the other basics? The other basics was what you learned at home. But what did you learn at home? Hopefully we learned manners at home, how to address elders, people older than ourselves. So, we always had to put a handle on it, right? We had to say Mr. So-and-so, Mrs. So-and-so, Ms. So-and-so. Speaking to one's elder. If you grew up in the South, you would say elder. I have many friends here on Facebook, and they're calling me elder. I'm going like, I'm not an elder. But then I think I'm about 20, 30 years older than most of them. So I guess I am. So, you never know when you start hearing these terms attached to you. So that's like in one way, you learn all the building blocks of education. And then, of course, when you get to, high school, back in the day when I was 8th grade, 6, 7, and 8, they were experimenting with languages. So by the time I got to, foreign language, French or Spanish. So by the time I got to high school, I could decide, well, I want to take Spanish or I want to take English. I took French, not knowing I wasn't going to have anybody to talk to in the surrounding area that could speak French. But I didn't understand that there were students that were friends of mine. And whenever I went to visit them, I noticed their parents or their grandparents or their aunts and uncles that they all kind of shared a house a little bit together, or they would come around and they were speaking something that sounded like French to me. And I noticed my student friends, the young boys and girls, they were bilingual. They were talking. I remember I had student friends who were from Puerto Rico. Their parents and their grandparents, aunts and uncles, and they were bilingual. They spoke Spanish at home all the time. So that was interesting. They could interpret for their elders, right? For the elders who couldn't speak English, they could interpret all these other children. So those are the building blocks of education and socialization and things of that nature. Then you get older and you go to college, and it's a whole other thing. But hopefully, growing up, you learned how to socialize, how the proper manners. People who belong to those clubs that taught etiquette. What was it? The Jack and Jill clubs and things of that nature, and went to debutante balls and things like that. I remember I attended one as an adult here to watch my spiritual nephew William, who will be 21 this year. But it was, I think, in 2019 or 20. No, I think it was 2018. I got to, yeah, he was still in high school. Went to an academy out here, and I had a chance to go to a debutante ball, and it was called Salute the Youth. And all the young men had to wear white, and all the young ladies wore white. It was amazing just to go and witness that. And I remember when I was younger witnessing something younger in Garden City that was similar. So all these things are building blocks. So let's look at pathways. We all are forging a path in our lives. If you have what they call, quote unquote, the right upbringing, you're being placed on a path, right? You're growing up with a certain path, and you learn respect on that path. And you learn how to, again, your manners, and you learn how to speak to elders, those older than you, as you grow. And then as you grow and you're in school, you're thinking about, well, what would I like to be when I grow up? What kind of field would I like to enter? Or can I get into a certain field? Do I have the grades? So you're on a certain path, a certain trajectory to that goal of being a doctor or a lawyer or whatever, or getting into college or getting pre-med and pre-law. Or I was an art major, getting in, trying to understand all of those things. Those are all paths. So when I use the word pathway, there's a way in which you do the path. There's a way in which the path comes to you, or you build out upon the path. And again, you might have some gifts, quote unquote gifts, and talented, but then you got to take those gifts, those talents, and turn them into a skill on some level. So I was exposed to music. At the time I was a self-taught musician. I used to listen to R&B tunes on WWRL and WBLS every Saturday. I would listen to it, especially in the afternoon, and whatever little guitar my parents had for me, I'd sit out on the back step, side step, with my guitar inside house in the kitchen listening and trying to play, trying to pick up before I had lessons. Well, I was making a way for that path to maybe one day play, in which I did, an R&B group. So all of these things are important. I just bring those life's examples because all of us are creating a way for the path to take us to what we consider is success for ourselves. Sometimes it's finances. Sometimes it's health. Right now for myself is eating better, working at eating the right foods, and if I eat junk food, eat less of it. Exercise more. I have a friend that comes over. He's like an elder to me, but yet I'm like an elder to him. He sees me as a spiritual elder. I see him as an awesome guy who's teaching me how to keep weight. Last year, this time, I was 272 pounds. And today, as of May, actually back in May, a month ago, May 3rd, I hit 235. And now, come in June here, the end of May, Memorial Day or so, around that time, I hit 233. And I don't feel like I'm gaining. I'm coming down. So we have to set a goal, set a standard, if we might say. We set standards. Because as we set standards, the standards is a way to forge a path for ourselves where we can claim something that represents success for ourselves. Philosophers, right? The science of life and living. They have us looking at what we might consider success. We all hear the cliche that's been said for maybe 20 or 30 years now. Your health is your true wealth. Health, good health, is wealth. Why is that? Because if you're successful at working on being healthier, then you'll have all the energy that you're supposed to have in order to create other forms of wealth. Writing books for me is a form of wealth. Why? Because my mind is getting sharper as I get older, not weaker. My body is getting stronger, not weaker. My body is slimming down, not bulking up. I'm not trying to get, hard muscles. I'm just trying to get rid of things so I can have a little bit more tone in my body. Why? So I can have more energy. I'm now getting up earlier. I used to always have to want to sleep till 9 o'clock. Now I'm getting up at 7. And the interesting factor is I'm supposed to be getting what? A full 7 to 8 hours sleep. I'm almost back to where I'm getting 5 hours sleep. That's not good. I need more. Why? Because the body needs to be able to rest. The body needs to be able to process things that it needs to bring through the body that you need to release in the middle of the night or release when you get up. So why do I give all these suggestions, all these examples? Because we have to determine for ourselves what success is. We have to determine for ourselves what success is. So, maybe what I should do is look up the word success. And let's find out what success means. Here it is in a dictionary online, sort of the Oxford languages. From the archaic side, success is the good or bad outcome of an undertaking. An example they give in quotations, the good or ill success of their maritime enterprises. Maritime, that's being out at sea. That was number 2, because success is a noun. The number 1 definition is the accomplishment of an aim or purpose. Now think of the word aim. Aim. You're pointing like an arrow. You aim the head of the arrow toward a target. You're trying to hit a target. You don't want to miss the mark. You want to hit the mark. You want to hit the target. The second word says or purpose. So what is your purpose? What is your intention? They put an example. There is a thin line between success and failure. Well, that all goes according to how you, again, what I was talking earlier. What do you think success is to you? Or what do you think failure is to you? Success sometimes to people can mean they got it all. They got the house, they got the car, they got the right income, they got the job, they can travel. To some people, they don't need all of that. They just, success for them is waking up in the morning feeling happy and cheerful. Waking up in the morning not feeling melancholy, depressed, or moody. Waking up in the morning without any anger rolling around inside them. Waking up in the morning feeling lighthearted. Waking up in the morning and glad that they can get up and stand on 2 feet and walk and exercise and work and ride. Right? That they have their eyesight. They have general health, good health. That's success for some people. So we all decide what success is. And we might have success in different compartments of our lives too. Let me say that again. You might have acquired success to you in different compartments of your life. You as an individual, that's one compartment. The second department is the people in partnership to you, whether it's marital, romantic, you're single but you're not married yet, or your friends, or your relatives, or your co-workers, your neighbors. That's the second kind of success. How successful are you in those areas in terms of your communication? 3 is, your socialization thing, how you're relating and being happy and getting along with other people, or you could be a parent with children, or you could be someone who doesn't have children, but you have the 4-legged, fur family in your home, and you're connected to them. How well you relate to them? Are you good to them? Winged ones in your home, are you good to them? Like the birds. Do you feed them? Do you support? There's a whole lot of stuff. So you have an aim or purpose. Well, purpose, I used to always tell some of my students, I used to tell my students, let your dharma, Dharma, be your karma. Because the true word of karma is not like good or evil. Karma is like work. What are you working on in life? What are you working on in life? That's like your aim or your purpose. And dharma is basically the same thing. So let your dharma be your karma. In other words, you got something to look forward to that you consider that's going to be helpful to you. And in turn, that which you are working on becomes helpful to others. In other words, other people are affected in some way by the things that you're doing in your own life. So you might start to seek out things in your own life that you consider to be good in your own life. You might decide that the things that you do in your own life are heartwarming, healing, bringing joy. See, so there's an intention that you put out in your mind, so you can create your life in a much better way. And so you are seeking to do that for yourself. So you might consider finding a way to have more joy in your life. Finding a way to have more joy in your life. If that's what you want to do. So you have to decide, at some point how you're going to change the life and how successful will you be at changing it. And whether you don't change it right away, but the fact that you're working toward the goal is the thing. That's what you want to know. So, there's a meditation we can do for that. And before I do that, I want to say that Friday, which is tomorrow at 12 p.m., will be Michelle Vidal with her segment called Swanda. And as you know, every Monday at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time is Whispering Light or Truth, coming from the UK, which is Audrey Wilson. And every Tuesday is Donna of Dominion Tarot, who is on Tuesdays at 12 noon. And she's giving great information. We all are. We hope you are enjoying that information. We hope you're getting something out of this information that we are bringing out to you. Because it's more than just talking about our psychic and our spiritual and our metaphysical side, but it's all about an awareness and a remembrance, as I like to say. Awareness and remembrance are partners to each other of things going on in our life. One of my things that I'm writing about right now, I say in there, remembrance is a frequency key, meaning it's something that we're constantly doing, remembering, thinking, analyzing, looking, studying, being a witness to something. That's remembrance. That's part of the remembrance, or remembering your ancestors and others who assist you. Maybe a friend from some time ago assisted you in life so you could have a better understanding, or maybe you for them. But then the word awareness is, well, what am I truly aware of? I'm not asleep on anything. I shouldn't be. So what am I paying attention to? Awareness and remembrance go hand in hand. Just like prayer and meditation go hand in hand. So there's a lot that we find ourselves connected to. So I hope that, when you see us come on here on our designated time slots, that we are in some way impacting you and assisting you with some keys that we have to share. Now, they're going to be Psychic Fair, of course, coming up this Sunday. They're usually held on the second Sunday of each month. Last month, the second Sunday was Mother's Day, so we held it the Sunday after. But now we're back to the second Sunday, and we'll be at Resident Essentials, 3107 Eubank Boulevard, Northeast, right at the intersection of Candelaria Boulevard, Northeast. And if you're, depending on which way you're driving, if you're heading west on Candelaria, you're going to make a right turn there. You can make a right turn there at the traffic light at Eubank and make a left turn into the Scottsdale shopping plaza. Or if you're traveling east on Candelaria, when you get to Eubank, you're going to make a left and you'll do the same thing. And if you're traveling south on Eubank, before you hit Candelaria, you'll see it. 3107, the Scottsdale Shopping Plaza, and you'll pull in. So it'll be a psychic fair there, free admission, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. I'll be there, and tons of other people. Donna will be there, of Dominion Tarot. Tracy Whittet will be there. Of course, Michelle Vidal will be there, and several other people. I understand some new people and some people we haven't seen in a while. Elizabeth Prosapio, and another person who I can't pronounce her name right now. But if you go in to this page, Resident Essentials, the group, I think in here you'll see the new person's name. So, you want to come down and meet us. You want to come down and get some healings. I think Susan Zuma will be in there. So there's a lot that'll be going on. $20 for 20 minutes or $1 a minute. And just come on down and greet us, meet us, and hang out and talk to us, and get yourselves taken care of by the different practitioners that are there. That's Sunday from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Admission is free. On Saturday, there's some classes going on. Usually, Johanna, our astrologer, is in there, and then I'm in there at 11:30 to 12:30 for 1 hour with Creative Pathwork Meditation Series, where I'll give you some guided meditations that also lead you towards silent, going into the silence. So there's different ways I could carry you in there. Last week we did white light meditation, and each week we'll use the white light meditation like a seed, planting and building a foundation, and we'll build upon it with some other techniques. So here's the meditation for constructing within your mind, building pathways to success. Because that's what you want to be able to do. You want to build a path, and there are many ways in which you can go about it. You could use a crystal bowl, the ringing of that, on your body, around your body, the sound, the tone, or you can use Tibetan bowls. Those are the metal bowls with the dorje, the stick. Or you can use crystals. You can lay them on your body, crystals and gems all around your body. There's incense, there's aromatherapy oils, there's all kind of things, all kind of tools that can be utilized to enhance your state of mind, to enhance the atmosphere where you're seated, in order to help you unlock the door to your path. So those are the different ways, and there are more ways than that. So just kind of go into your mind a little bit. Go within. Begin to inhale through the nose and release the breath through your mouth, like this. Then through your mouth. Again, inhale. Kind of relax into it. Let your shoulders kind of fall down and roll back. Keep your head up. Then, no more exhaling out of the mouth, but inhale through the nose and release the breath through the nose. Place the tongue behind the two front teeth, going up on the ridge of the gums, connecting the back channel, flow of energy that comes up and down. In the Tai Chi and Qigong systems, they call that the micro orbit, where you're not focused on top of the spine, inside the body. You're actually focused your awareness on the outside, and that's the micro orbit. Then the macro orbit is going inside the body, paying attention to the fascia, which is that little fibers that run between the epidermis, the skin, and the top of the muscle, all the way around your body. And just relax. Don't think of anything right now. And I want you to remember, if you can, that you have many ways to create success in your life. And you are the path. You're actually the path towards success. You're carrying yourself into the sea of success. So you're kind of programming your mind a little bit. Place your awareness in front of your body, right where the sternum is, right in the center. Take your thumb, put your thumb in the middle of that sternum, and you can see where the fingers come out at. And I want you to focus right in this area in front of your body, a few inches away. And as you do that, I just want you to think to yourself, feel it, that I am my path. And I have numerous ways, or infinite ways, to open up the path into myself and into the world. I feel at one with that path, with myself. And I feel happy with that I am my own path. So you are seeking a way into a new you. And you are finding greater ways to become or be. You're allowing that. You're not standing in the way. Maybe one of the ways would be we might make an excuse. We're not going to make any excuses. We're going to get the ego, pull the ego out of the way. And as we allow ourselves to go within peacefully, quietly, we're allowing ourselves to become more centered so that we realize that everything within ourselves, the community of cells within the body, are connected. Just like we have organs in our body that aren't disconnected from anything. We have nerves in our body that are connected, running through, as blood vessels do, running through our muscles and everything. We just feel a sense of greater oneness in ourselves. And as you do that, allow yourself to be joyful, happy. And if for some reason you're not feeling happy today, know that you can by focusing within yourself, placing attention and awareness, and also going back into the memory of a time when you were happy, genuinely happy. So I'm going to leave that thought with you, that you have infinite number of ways to build pathways to success and what success means to you. So I want you to study the word success. I want you to study the word pathways. And notice I didn't break them in half. I didn't break the word path and ways apart, because you'll come to the understanding that that word, pathway or pathways, is very significant, very important. Remember, we learned that path, or the word success, has to do with knowing your aim, what you're aiming at, and what is your purpose, what is your reason for pointing yourself in a particular direction. With that in mind, thank you for joining me today, or replaying this later when you have a chance, have an opportunity. This is Wisdom Keys with myself, Brother Francis. I'm here every Thursday at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. Right now, Mountain Daylight Time. Remember, tomorrow at 12 p.m. on Friday is Michelle Vidal, the owner of Resident Essentials, with her segment called Swanda. And every Monday at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, coming from the UK, is Audrey Wilson, whispering the truth and the light to you. As well as every Tuesday, right here, Dominion Tarot with Donna. And she comes on with a card that represents the energy of the day, explains it to you, and she gives one card readings for anybody that's in the audience. So, it's going to be a great week, everybody. Enjoy yourselves. Be good to yourself. Take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. Love yourself unconditionally. And Give a lot of unconditional love to everybody. And if you got fur family walking around, give them unconditional love, because that's what they have to give you. All right, everybody. Until next time, remember that divine grace is a blessing as we're alive and well in the age of remembrance. See you next week, and be well and enjoy yourself. Take care now.